In 2020, UW-Madison opened a brand new building with the promise of leading animal agriculture into the future. The world-class facilities made this building the most complicated project in the state of Wisconsin and the new standard for meat science programs going forward. What is it exactly that this building can do? Well, the possibilities seem endless. One thing we do know is the lasting impact it will have on the community.
How does this turn to this? The answer lies in 67,540 square feet, $57.1 million, and 90-plus years of meat research that went into a project otherwise known as the Meat Sciences and Animal Biologcs Discovery Building. This state-of-the-art addition to UW-Madison's campus is at the intersection of academics, research, and community. But it's the people inside the building that are making this happen.
My name is Mitch Munson. I am the retail operations manager at Bucky's Varsity Meats. I am responsible for kind of the front of house stuff and kind of figuring out how to populate the store and managing the store. So this is like this new crazy meat science building that is apparently the most complicated building the state of Wisconsin has ever built. And so we erected this facility for meat science research and for the program in the Department of Animal Science. And so that department has farms. The university has farms. We have a beef farm, we have a pork farm, a lamb farm. And so the idea was to have a store to kind of engage with the community, because a lot of the stuff that happens in this building is related to meat production or research, a lot of heavy like academic stuff. It's kind of challenging to tie that into the consumer or like the general public. So the point of the store is to kind of link the activities of the building to the community.
One thing's for certain, a project like this took time and careful consideration to construct.
It's hard to not go through like the production space in the retail store and not just get excited about like what's happening here, like step away like in awe a little bit. The professor that helped design the building was trying to think about where the industry would be starting now, but also like going forward for the next 100 years. The thought was to build everything to the highest quality, meeting and far exceeding food safety standards, because like everything that was built in this building is designed for like complete food safety standards, like the highest that's ever been built probably in the entire world.
One of the most fascinating parts of the facility is the USDA meat and poultry processing plant, where animals are harvested to food products.
I manage the USDA inspected processing space. So kind of my roles are to support research, teaching, and extension work done through the meat science program, and that could be executed through pretty much every step of like the USDA process, starting with animal harvest, moving on to like carcass cutting, meat processing, producing products like sausage, bacon, hot dogs, packaging those products, and then sending it out to the retail store to be sold to customers of Madison and Wisconsin and beyond.
What sets us apart from an ordinary processing plant? The UW-Madison students.
They help out with every operational like process that goes on back there. If we're doing harvest there, I have a student at every processing step getting the work done. If we're in the cutting room, I have a student at pretty much every table teaching them different cuts of meat and how to break down carcasses. We have the 2 lecture halls, and they each have their own production space. It's kind of like an aquarium. There's a big thing of glass, and people kind of view what's going on the other side. But for classes, whether it's for industry or for undergrad classes, we've done demonstrations of like breaking down carcasses in those coolers, injecting hams and bacon in the coolers. And it's really cool to kind of see like a mini production space while you're sitting in like the comfort of a like nice lecture hall.
Some community members have become especially interested in local and custom cuts.
Restaurants will call. A lot of local chefs are really interested in local food, but there's a super interest in kind of transparency about like where your food comes from and how it gets produced, and especially sourcing stuff like locally. So it's a real draw to some of the high power like food people we have in this town, because here we are offering a full service like meat processing facility and local animals and like custom cuts and I bend over backwards for them, whatever they want. We make it happen.
While other community members are interested in research.
A lot of like the small meat processors look to the meat lab for help and like support to like improve their own processes and their own plants. They're more than willing to like share techniques, share ideas, and like improve everybody's operations like across the state. Because like ultimately that's what they want, is they want the state of Wisconsin to have the best meat processors.
In under 2 years, this new facility and the people within it have already started to make a lasting impact. From Madison, Wisconsin to around the globe, the MSABD is changing the meat industry for the better.
The fact that we have a retail store and like this dedicated retail space and a person that's earmarked just for that stuff is not done anywhere else. So it's like, now this building is just this like living, breathing thing that was for a long time really only existed in meetings and presentations and emails and phone calls. And so it's new and we get to breathe life into it and to kind of decide like how it's going to look.
Linking the incredible scientific activities that happen in the building to selling meat products at Bucky's Varsity Meats is just one way the Meat Sciences and Animal Biologcs Discovery Building is reaching the community. You can check out the building and shop local products at Varsity Meats Wednesday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m.